before. We've been to this. And
isn't necessarily the best place to start. In fact, I think our reverence for the truth might have become a bit of a distraction that is.
You condemn white supremacy. And he fumbled around, didn't say anything. I said, how about the Proud Boys? And he said, well,
Ronald Reagan was 2 months into his presidency when John Hinckley Jr. blew a $20 million. About blowing up the White House.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look what happened.
I want to take this message to talk to your viewers real quick about the story, the conversation we need to have now. The BOP is wasting lots of tax dollars in frivolous spending, and Hello, America. Happy 250th anniversary of the greatest army on earth. And while we celebrate as American citizens that love this country very much, a protest has mustered up out of what seemingly looks like thin air. No Kings protest. That sounds pretty spooky. Well, here we are, and we're basically going to be live streaming and covering from around the world the No Kings protest, where earlier today LA was declared a unlawful assembly. So without any further ado, thank you for joining us. If you can, if you're joining us on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. If you're on X, please reshare this out. Give us a follow at the American Rise, and let's enjoy the show, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll watch this unfold together. I was in Miami today, and with Enrique Tarrio, we went incognito undercover at first and did some reporting and covering from there. We'll get into that a little later. But for now, we'll just go back and forth. If you've got something better to do in your life, I suggest you tune off right now. But if you're strapped into your couch and looking seeing what's happening in our beautiful nation, well, you've come to the right place. We'll do it together and go from there. So back and forth, this is what we'll be doing. We'll be streaming back and forth and going from different streams to see what's going on from LA to Houston to Chicago. LA's been getting a little wild. And let's see. If you got some comments, want to talk about something, please feel free to share your ideas. I welcome all ideas, even contrasting ones. But I'll only entertain stupid shit for so long. Hell yeah.
It is happening now. It is happening now. It is happening now. What do you mean it's not going to happen? It's happening now.
This is the United States of America. This is not occupied Mexico. This is not stolen land. You understand in a treaty.
We can't be fighting amongst ourselves, guys. Just turn your back on it. Just turn your back on it.
He's rage baiting y'all. Come on, grow up.
Let him by himself. Let him by himself.
Keep going down.
all right? Yeah.
All righty. Had to have some studio difficulties there, but we got them all sorted out. We were down in Miami today. We took Enrique Tarrio, the owner and operator here of War Boys Studios. We dressed him up as a liberal. We put a Pokemon or anime shirt on it or whatever, and we brought him out to the protest as Pablo, the illegal alien that wants to stay. And we began talking to some of the leftists, but then it just became stupid as we got recognized. So we took off the face mask and exposed Enrique, and it was a pretty interesting scene that we streamed earlier. And believe it or not, we had some very decent conversations with far leftists. I don't believe that Enrique changed anyone's mind, but one of them ended in a hug while crowds of people are around him screaming, calling him a terrorist, insurrectionist, and all the good stuff. But pretty fun day we had. I might look a little sunburnt, and that's why, because Miami's hot as hell. So I'm still doing some digging about LA. I did hear that they were deemed an unlawful assembly, and I think the whole world is watching. We'll see what LA chooses to do, whether it's embrace law and order, something they've let go for many, many decades now, or will they allow the Marxist commie street animals to run rampant? And while you guys are watching this, I'm going to start looking around the country. I heard Philadelphia is getting a little wild, so we're going to turn in there. Got to love Philly. They riot when they lose the Super Bowl. They riot when they win the Super Bowl. We had a pretty interesting situation play out today that we caught on camera. When we get to the chance to upload the video and cut that piece out of the long 8-hour streaming, we will. But we had a girl that took to the bullhorn. At one point in the day, she was working for the event. She was volunteering for the event in Miami. And she was calling Enrique a bunch of names, and screaming at him and cussing at him on the bullhorn. Towards the end, when we were wrapping it up, she came up to us. And again, this is also on camera. Came up to us and said, hey, do you guys need anything? Do you want some water? Look, she said, I'm just here for work. Not everybody here agrees with the message. She said this to me and Enrique, thus proving the point that some of these people are paid agitators.
Come on, please.
Which, obviously we know already. Take you somewhere else over here and
Peaceful is no longer peaceful.
So yes, they declared LA no longer a peaceful protest. Ice Raid News, thank you for reposting the stream. We got nothing but love for you guys. Jose, I'm interested in knowing more about that person you noticed that you knew personally when we were live streaming in Miami at the No Kings protest. I saw you post that up, man. It's pretty funny. Thanks for reposting the stream, Jose. Mi hermano.
There's a T-shirt that goes around that it says, you know, I'm on the SWAT team, I'm the bomb technician, and if you see me run, then you should be running too. So always a tense situation, especially.
So we've got the mostly peaceful protest in LA, throwing rocks and
they were saying on the loudspeakers
stuff
on the black and whites
at our officers.
It sounded like they were just giving direction. Clear the street here at this intersection. I couldn't make out every word, but
if anybody has some news from around the country of the No Kings protest, please feel free to drop it in the comments and let's discuss.
And I'm trying to listen into the loudspeaker, but it sounds like multiple officers are on loudspeakers just giving directions to the crowd, telling them to keep moving down, stay off of the street. When we arrived here in the downtown area, there were law enforcement here at every intersection. We saw sheriff's deputies, armed deputies nearly at every corner. And once that activity, that reported activity, maybe closer to 5 o'clock, maybe 4:30, started to get underway with objects being thrown at law enforcement and the return of tear gas and rubber bullets, that's when we started to see a huge presence of LAPD officers and more deputies rushing here to this intersection. We saw them running on foot. We saw some on horseback as well, and dozens and dozens throughout the time that we've been out here of black and whites moving through the streets with lights and sirens here and assisting the officers who are already stationed here at these intersections on the ground. So that police force continuing to increase here as the crowd continues to move closer and closer to 2nd Street there on Broadway.
All right, we'll go take a look at DC real quick, and we'll come back to LA shortly. Got some police scanners going on throughout the country as well that I'm following. What we've noticed the last couple of days covering these things is that the police scanners, you'll hear some pretty nefarious behavior being reported over the scanner, but when you look at the live streams, you don't really see anybody, even especially the major news networks that seem to be covering it. So this is DC we're looking at. I don't know exactly what we're looking at, but we'll take a look at DC for a moment. It was pretty funny today watching white liberal women call Enrique a race traitor today. That was pretty funny. Tony Mano, the shooting in Minnesota was something the left wanted to pin on MAGA. Yes, I mean, I think that you're going to see a lot of this going forward, including what we're witnessing right now. And they're going to try to pin everything on that. That's going to be their only go-to. I do fear that we're going to see this a lot. You know, a lot of Jussie Smollett's, but on a grander scale. I do agree with you. I'm still getting some tidbit information about that. I took a little nap because I'm getting old after I got back from Miami today. And I heard a little bit of the details about it. From what I'm taking from it, without digging too deep, is that some Tim Walz appointee elected official, somewhat, I guess, unalived 2 other Democrat elected officials, state representatives, because of the way they voted on an immigration bill in Minnesota. Unfortunate, but indicative of the leftist behavior that we're witnessing play out, and we have been witnessing play out for a long time. So, that's a very unfortunate situation. I think real MAGA is on their P's and Q's. While we're not going to bend a knee and allow people to continue destroying our great nation, I think MAGA is too smart to be doing anything like that, and or not even capable, because we're a movement of love. Tough love. All right. Go back to LA. this is the part that really kind of pisses me off. While I'm going to always support people's right to peacefully protest, even if I don't agree with it. It's just how it is. But when you were you just earlier, I think did I go to the right one? Just earlier on this screen, we had individuals yelling at National Guard on the 250th anniversary. I call them traitors, and that part pisses me off. But that's why they do it, isn't it? We had a debate today. Maybe you guys can touch on it. While we were out in Miami, we had a black dude that was yelling and screaming in Enrique's ear that he was the N-word with a hard R. I've never personally, as a white guy, never seen anything like that. And Enrique wanted to call him one back to see what the response would be. I encouraged it. Enrique decided he wasn't going to do it. It was the bigger man. But my thing was, hey, Enrique, you're not white. So apparently everyone who's not white is allowed to say that word. So why aren't you allowed to say it? Well, the answer is because he loves America. So, all right, we got some action in LA. LAPD is cracking down. So Michael Priest, take a look at the video. He was. We linked up with some people and may have passed out some Burger King crowns around the protest in Miami, and the leftists were putting the Burger King crowns on and writing "No Kings" on them, and we thought that was very, very funny. Yeah, and even then, I agree with you, Michael. But he wouldn't do it because he has more integrity than that. I egged it on. I was a bad influence. Totally, Walter. Thank you for the follow on X. All right, we got some action in. I believe this is. It just says across. I think this is DC. Yeah, looks like DC. A little skirmish line being set up. Let's see what's happening here. Yeah, we'll go over to DC real quick. I got some friends there that I really genuinely love and care about. So prayers and hoping that they return safely, because one of them should be leaving DC if he's listening and heading his ass down here to South Florida so we can hang out together. Got one of my J6 brothers that I was in prison with who's going to spend a couple days down here in Florida with me. All right, going over to this shit show. Okay, so now they were just told to leave, and now they're coming to sit down to play a little game of fuck around and find out. But this is DC, so chances are they might win this round. And I still think it begs the question that if if these people really believed that they were under the oppression of a fascist dictator, something tells me they wouldn't feel very confident calling him that publicly. I don't think anybody would ever call Mussolini that publicly and last too long to take about it. It's just a fucking photo op for some of these idiots and their Instagram pages. They really don't care. If you haven't yet, take the time to retweet the stream out. You guys know how this works. You know who we are. Our voices are suppressed. We rely on your subscriptions. We rely on your follows, and we rely on your reshares and retweets and reposts because the algorithm works against us. And you know what? We wear that as a badge of honor. Prediction that we have here at the Warboy Studios. We have a funny feeling that these No Kings organizers are going to begin to pull in the pro-Palestinian, anti-Israel college debacle and drag that in on top of this. So keep your eyes open for that, America. Bill Lamiska, thank you for the repost of the live stream. Nico Jones, thank you for the repost. Michael, thank you. Yeah, Michael, I believe, I think you're right. If it's not today, it's going to be shortly. I'm hoping that because of this administration and the knowledge acquired by the America First supporters across the nation, that we will not be the ones that they'll be trying to pin it on, even though we know that will be their new move at some point. I have full confidence in my America First, patriotic, loving Americans that they're not gonna take this Jussie Smollett bait. So, but yes, I do agree. I think that this isn't over yet. We didn't watch what they try to do to Donald Trump for the last fucking 8 years, 10 years, whatever it's been, to think they're going to give up now. We would be quite naive. Binford Chronicles, we see you, my fellow patriotic Americans. Thank you for the reshare. If I want to check out a good podcast, Joanne Binford over there at Binford Chronicles. She does some good work. And if anyone hears anything of any cities going off, please feel free to drop it in the lines, and we'll take a look. I will say though, man, this was technically my first far left gathering that I was able to attend today. And after spending 3 years in federal prison and being taken away from those environments, to come back and just have, few hundred, maybe 1,000 people standing around me, screaming at me, calling me a insurrectionist, traitor, terrorist, Nazi, bigot, piece of trash, and then screaming shame, shame, shame. It's like a moment of zen for me. People that believe there's 86 genders and that kindergartners should learn about changing their sex and all the other ridiculousness things that far leftists believe. To have them tell me I am shame, oh man, it's like a beautiful symphony to a music lover.
We've got about
love
50 million followers. We're in the billions of views, and we're a small team. We always felt like our content
And
was
here come the
all about
commercials.
entertainment and being fun, but there was also this.
I would say
sort of
sorry for the
business
commercials,
side.
ladies and
One of the
gentlemen,
things
but
that we
honestly,
knew was based
I don't really care. But let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so LA has implemented a curfew, and it begins in 1 hour their time, so it would be 11 p.m. our time on the eastern side of things. So 8 p.m. 1 hour. The LAPD has just announced on the scanner that with T-minus 1 hour until lockdown or curfew enforcement. So we will be monitoring that. All right, we're going to go back to LA. Check out LA. Bear with me.
A lot of the crowd has taken off here.
There we go. They're starting to deploy non-lethal rubber rounds downfield.
Top of the 7 o'clock, there were some alerts that went out, and we got one here that said the city of Los Angeles declaring that curfew in place from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Residents within the boundaries of that curfew.
I'd like to bring a little attention to what Jose just said. People thought winning the election was difficult. He's absolutely right. Winning the election was difficult. But, ladies and gentlemen, our fight is not even half as is going to be. That fight was not even half as tough as as essential as winning these primaries and midterms are going to be. Because if we don't win these primaries and midterms, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't go rhino hunting in the primaries and finish our job in the midterms, this shit that you're watching right here is going to sweep our nation. And its only job will be to usurp the American First Agenda's mission from under its feet. So primaries, midterms, you're going to hear me say that a lot on this show.
Which is what we're seeing here. Now, as far as the force from LAPD, we see a lot of LA County Sheriff's deputies out here, not with the LAPD at the moment.
Palma, cubanos por el mundo. All right, my Spanish is a little rusty, little weak, but I learned a lot in federal prison in Miami. So I'm working with you, darling. But thank you for the repost. Thank you very, 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 very much. And this is how we stay on and keep going through the night. So repost, share, and if you got a moment, take the time to follow on X at The American Rise. You see it right there up in the title. All you have to do is click it. Go over to my brand new page and shoot us a follow. We're a new project. We're an underground network that's just getting started, and you are getting to witness the birth of us. Thank you for being a part of it.
They were in extreme pain because of it. Obviously, they can cause pain, these less lethal munitions. And as far as the bottles and rocks being thrown at officers, we did see a little of that. And here at this intersection, maybe about 15 minutes ago, we saw a few bottles.
Yeah, you see the sign? See the sign in the back? The F Israel? Yep, they're already doing it. They're going to drag. They're going to, it's like Rahm Emanuel said, never let a crisis go to waste. This is Democrat Plan 101. Okay. So this is music to their ears that they're seeing. They're going to capitalize this. This is all they have. As it turns out, that calling everyone a fascist and a Nazi for 4 fucking years wasn't a really good winning strategy. But the playbook is very minimal. These people have. This is it. Civil disorder and chaos is all they have. You best believe they're going to play that card, as we're seeing.
Law enforcement moving in as some of the crowd here remains downtown, being pushed again towards 3rd Street here on Broadway, Christine and Gigi.
And Mario, we're going to go to Justin O'Brien up in Skyfox because in addition to everything else they have to deal with in downtown Los Angeles, we understand, and this actually happened earlier in downtown, there was a street takeover, Justin?
Yes, Gigi, just to give you an idea, this is where Mario's location is. This is just southwest of the Gloria Marina Grand Park. LAPD, obviously, their skirmish lines as I'm pushing down here. This is the area where Mario is, and this is where the group is being pushed. And as you said, yes, it's becoming a street takeover. Occasionally you see a little smoke light up in the street there. It's actually people spinning their wheels. So this crowd is being pushed south on Broadway, and they're certainly taking over the intersections now and turning it into almost the street takeovers that we often see in Compton at nighttime, Gigi.
That's just Compton being Compton, though.
Even when the protest was still peaceful as thousands of people were on the street, there was a driver in a burgundy Dodge who suddenly began doing donuts in the intersection.
Priest Michael, thank you for the follow.
All of those people in danger. LAPD moved quickly. I believe he or she was detained, but those were the reports coming from the scene earlier this afternoon.
If anybody has more information on that Minnesota unaliving, please let me know. Was it a chick? Like I said, I just woke up after being in Miami all day and took to the live stream to cover this situation. So
TFR, that stands for temporary flight restriction. So we have Skyfox right there on the perimeter of downtown Los Angeles, zooming in, the crew doing an absolutely amazing job. Justin, thank you very much. We know how difficult it is, how challenging it is, being 1,500 feet above everything and being able to report with such detail what you're seeing from Skyfox. And there you see a long line of cars. We can see the flashing lights. And now reports of street.
Michael, thank you for letting me know about that typo in there. I just fixed it. Thank you. You will, if you follow the show, you're going to learn real quick. I'm a community college dropout.
Yeah, that's right.
And proud.
They don't want to leave. And as they explained there, yeah, so Skyfox, we're limited by a 3-mile radius around Dodger Stadium. So that's actually putting us on above the 10 freeway between the 110 and the 60. So we're quite a way away, but the LAPD is pushing these protesters south at this stage. They've tried to push them downhill, which is one road to the left there. And currently there seems to be the majority of people making their way along Broadway. Slowly but surely they are. You just wonder if all these cars have to do with the protesters, or whether some of them actually may be just innocent drivers who are trying to get out of downtown, who stayed away from City Hall and worked for the day. Now they're trying to get home, but unfortunately they're caught up in this mess. So I imagine LAPD is going to continue to try to push these guys further south. Hopefully they'll jump in their cars and eventually head home. As Mario was alluding to there, we're about 45 minutes before that curfew kicks in at 8 p.m.
Well, we are watching.
Just while you're there, I just want to.
Well, we are watching.
Just while you're there, I just want to. I see something very interesting there, Gigi. We've got a person there with a hose, so they're hosing down the road. And I imagine that's so that people can start doing burnouts. That's to make the road a little bit more lubricated.
And Justin, Christine Devine has now joined us here in the studio. And I know you can't see it from your perspective because of that TFR. I do see the hose, but where are they getting a hose? Or is that...
Looking for some more fees right now. Here we go.
They going at it right there.
So they haven't caught this guy. He's just wanted. They know who he is. They haven't caught him. Is that the update, Michael? I guess I could just type it in the damn computer. But yeah. K14E. Yeah, I don't hide it. So I mean, if you couldn't tell, then you're dumber than I am. This is the chaos that they want. Right. Yeah, the Phillies police scanner seems to be the wildest, but I'm not finding anybody really streaming out of there. All right, I think I found a good stream. LA curfew in 40 minutes.
So I think something's on fire down there, actually.
All right, you got this guy driving around live on a scooter in LA.
I can't tell if it's a burnout or if something is on fire. Streets are positively packed. People everywhere. I'm pretty sure it's burnouts because I don't smell any tear gas. You would have smelled it from here. We're in the mix right now, folks. Keep it tight. Yeah, it's smoke. Burnout smoke.
Yes.
No, I've been saying the last few days has been total chaos. This is
Binford
total
Chronicles,
chaos.
you're absolutely right.
total
While we
chaos.
celebrated the greatest army
on
in the
fire.
world
No, it's
and
rubber,
how
it's rubber,
beautiful
it's
this
rubber.
country is, the left is celebrating tearing it down.
Someone
and
was
America
just
is
burning out
watching.
for like 20 minutes. This hydrant is going absolutely haywire.
Want to follow a good podcaster, ladies and gentlemen. Binford Chronicles up here on the screen. Shout out to those 3%ers.
Pretty crazy out here. Service is not great, so we're wrapping around.
At Travelers,
Oh, yay.
we're driven by care. Like the multiple discounts and savings.
Up tonight. One thing is going to happen or the other. It's either going to get torn up or the cops are about to arrest everybody. I mean it. It's about to go down. I don't think they're going to have enough vans and buses for how many people they want to arrest. And if that doesn't happen, people are about to turn up, bro. I don't even know. I've never seen anything like this my whole life. I've lived in LA my whole life. I've never seen anything quite like this. It's pretty wild.
About
And
35
right now,
minutes is
I'm not saying
curfew
that
in
it's
LA.
crazy at this moment. There's just a lot of people out here, bro. And they're all like ready to do something. You know what I mean? It's not like they're currently actively going around and causing damage and stuff, but they're all so turned up. It's kind of like, damn. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. Something just blew up. I think that was a car two-step or something. Because I didn't see any police even over here. Obviously, they know about what's going on over here probably, but we're going to move forward a little bit. I'm doing crazy stuff. I'm going to go way up, and then we're going to get a shot of this big march. Because it is massive. Cops to the left right here. So they do know about what's going on. Cops are posting up right here. Another huge explosion. Sounds like fireworks. Turn the scanner back up for you guys. Damn, this march is huge. They're going all the way down the Fashion District. They may be going to the freeway. Let's try and get a head start on it. I think the front is still even further ahead of us, but we're going to try and get you guys a whole shot of everything right now. I want to park up, watch the whole march so I can charge all my batteries. Oh, here we go. We're finally ahead of them. You know how we did it? With an e-bike. Here it is. We are right on time. All right, perfect. We're about to post up. Watch everybody come through. I'm gonna charge all my stuff. I'm gonna go bad mic for a bit. I gotta charge my stream phone. So that's what's going on.
And look at all that smoke.
You're going to see all types of stuff go down from right here, folks. Yo, young RJ. Thank you, bro. Sorry if I missed any like super chats and stuff during today. It's been crazy. One-on-one reels with the 5. Thank you. I don't know, honestly. Hunter with the gifted. Thank you, bro. Yo, I think I saw Frank with a 10. I'm pretty sure I saw Frank. I think it was Frank. Thank you, Frank.
You have about 3 squads, if not more, on the east side, on the west side of Broadway now.
They got another hydrant on. Everyone's running. That sounds like gunshots, but it's like firecrackers. They started running because they thought someone was shooting. That doesn't really sound like small arms. Like a pistol. That kind of did. Not really, though. Not nearly loud enough. They probably just caught him off guard.
LS Gaming, thank you for reposting the stream.
Get down.
If you haven't yet, ladies and gentlemen, please repost that stream out.
Go.
And take a moment to follow on X at The American Rise.
7 in Broadway. That's 3 blocks from here. All these cars are pretty close on the corner. Yo, if you want me to read your message, super chat, etc., now's the time. Get in at 56 with the 2. Reminder, it's U.S. Flag Day. Thank you, Get In It. Hey, Natalie with the 10. I'm worried this mess is going to spread out to San Fran. Oh, SF and SG Valleys. I'm not letting him watch the news. Stay safe. Thank you. Hey, Natalie. Yeah, it's getting a little hectic. Curfew's in 30 minutes. Yeah, this shit is about to get crazy.
All right, so this is the front of the largest group in LA. There's reports of up to 4 groups, individual groups.
We're actually gonna move. I don't even want to be in this march. It's crazy, bro. Gotta get some distance on it. Not RDMK with the 5. Thank you, bro. I'm trying to tell people to back up. That's not gonna work. We're gonna be off to the side. I don't want to be in the line of fire or whatever goes down out here. Some people are running. I got an alley to my right, and the street behind me to my left. I need to bone out. Oh, they're making a circle for me to bone out. Yeah, takeover's not permitted. I know you guys want to see it, but I can't show it. All right, son.
Code 3 from 1562 Snowwood Court to 127 West Water Street.
Yeah, I just got completely out of hand. That's all I just charged. I'm just charging my phones up, and then we're gonna keep moving. Chad, you know how I roll. You know who's with me right now? Nobody.
He wants you to come back to the CT Mango end of watch.
It ain't that serious.
All those Palestinian flags.
Josh Slater with 3. Shout out to Ben and Numo. Thank you, bro. Real Brandon with $1. Thank you, Doc. Thank you.
You can cancel 5815. I'm going to put the guy in the hole and take care of it. Thanks.
About 20 Roger.
People are passing through. The march is going south right now. They're kind of headed to, remember if you were watching last night, I brought you guys to a place I call the Edge of Society. They're kind of heading in that direction. Like, you know, we were rolling, there's a bunch of RVs, people living on the corners. It's kind of crazy out there. That's sort of the direction they're going in right now, if you're not familiar with the this area.
Yeah, but it's southbound Broadway about I think 10, 11. Rather Water Street, doing that, taking over all intersections.
They just reported the takeover
So check that out right now.
on the scanner.
Everybody else, what would you have? If I didn't give you this, what would you have? We're gonna collapse. We're gonna get food ready, or we're gonna
Firework just went off. That was so loud.
we have a good picture of this side.
Helicopter's on route right now. You guys hear it coming in? Curfew in 25 minutes. Helicopter's now over this march. Scotty on XM.com. Thank you, Doc. You've been 10, brother. Oh, they almost crashed. Wow. That was something. Chat, what are we having for dinner? Some of y'all probably already ate dinner on the East Coast. What's everyone planning on eating for dinner? I had an In-N-Out burger before I got here, protein style. It's low-key kept me going. Feeling good. Okay, so the police on the scanner are kind of trying to figure out how they can stop this group. They don't really have a solid plan yet, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I think about 20 minutes we're going to see something go on with this group because they're posturing like they're pretty aggressive. I was following them earlier.
That's what we just saw.
I need at least 4 to 5 squads be ready to be moved towards Broadway and.
They're getting ready to mobilize in this.
Yes, we are watching John Hicks stream.
why motorcycle airbags have gyroscopes.
I highly recommend following this dude on YouTube.
We're doing a lot of burnouts, donuts, etc. Tire marks. You guys doing a standing burnout?
This guy is John Hicks on YouTube. He's been doing a lot of pretty good coverage, getting up in the mix all week.
LA's gonna look like a war zone tonight, man. Something's gonna happen. I'm not sure what, but something's gonna go down.
All leader to destination. I need at least 4 or 5 of them to be ready to mobilize. I want to see guys southbound.
Bring it back up a little bit, get more of a long shot. I don't need to be all the way up here like
I'm going to go look for some other shots of LA right now. I want to keep it on John Hicks live stream.
We're ready with King Squad at 30 mil. Okay,
Again, I recommend giving this guy a follow on YouTube. If you have a YouTube account, John Hicks on YouTube.
What's going on? Big march came past us right now. People are getting pushed out of the center of downtown, kind of around like all the federal buildings and whatnot. And now we're out here on the edge.
What's up, bro?
How you doing?
I love you, dude. I've been watching you
Appreciate
for a
you.
long time, bro.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate that. Come in.
8 years.
You know shit? That's good.
I just watched you when you were in that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Just make
Well, something happened with John Hicks's feed. But then something is happening over here. Not much sound, but I'm going to bring you over. I believe this is DC. You got some crap baskets acting like themselves. All right. I'm going to go back to this John Hicks that came back on because I really want to see what's going to happen with this crowd. All right, so we're back on John Hicks right now on his YouTube live stream. And here we go.
I just fell in love. That's what it feels like to fall in love at first sight. Huh? That's what it's like. Bro, that thing was nuts. Sorry, I forgot my mic's out. I just creamed over. Okay, that's what we.
Yeah, so now we're back on John Hicks live stream.
Beautiful. That's one of my favorite cars.
Yeah, he's trying to get ahead of this crowd that appears to be heading towards the bridge, and it's concerning LAPD. They seem to be scrambling to find the units to confront this group, and in approximately 19 minutes is curfew. Sorry, someone was reading something from somebody.
Folks, mic's out for a second. I'm going to put it back in shortly. We're just charging the phone still.
I'm going to go check that out, Studio Ward. All right, I got a little. I think this is the LAPD that are trying to get ahead of this group that John Hicks is following on his stream. So we're gonna go check them out real quick and see.
Stand by. This bumper, that's where you belong.
Getting ready for curfew in LA, so we're gonna follow this for a while. And now we're on Dad's Gone Live live stream on YouTube. Dad's Gone Live. So again, we're following the situation in LA. We're about 18 minutes away from enforcement of the curfew.
He did take the front.
And this is the feed and live stream on YouTube of Dad's Gone Live. Still watching John Hicks because he's got a good perspective of this crew that's heading towards the bridge in LA. We got LAPD on the move here. And again, they're all in LA right now. They're gearing up to enforce the curfew. 17 minutes.
They change it up. Depends on who you're asking.
Ringmaster Clown World. Yes, I agree with you 100%, as always. As always. We hear those non-lethal rounds being fired. Here we go.
Someone burnt some hair. That's not
Studio Ward. Yeah, Hicks. John Hicks's page has been pretty good all week. He's been really getting in the grind. Again, Dad's Gone Live right now. Hit that subscribe button for them. And John Hicks as well. And the American Rising, damn it. Agenda Free has been doing some pretty good coverage of both this and the Israel-Iran debacle. All right, got some action. LAPD has made a lot of arrests. I don't think tonight is going to be any different.
Hey guys, we're all gonna get yelled at. All right. I know. It's just he's standing on this. He's getting the fight on it. Okay.
Studio Ward. I am out of South Florida. We were at the Miami No Kings thing live streaming today. It was pretty interesting. That's a pretty good question. I think that might be the case there, Ringmaster of Clown World. I think you're probably right.
We're on the roofs.
Who's on the roof? LAPD or rioters? Oh, shit.
See the shit coming out the building? So it's getting thrown out the building onto the house. And so they started shooting up there. She was falling on us. And then they were shooting kind of fairly indiscriminately down the street.
Make that left turn on the Bennett, and it comes here, Bennett,
and like, we started throwing
Studio Ward. Yeah, I did see some footage out of Seattle the other day. They said it was Antifa. I mean, that seems to be a blanket statement these days, but in Seattle it was probably a high potential, but they went after the police. Police took them down and arrested them. Then there was some little looting things, but yeah, I'm there with you. I didn't see many streams out of Seattle yet. Are they saying these people on the roof are doing something? Are they throwing projectiles? What's going on here? Welcome to those that just joined. We're streaming and following other streams going on the interwebs right now of the No Kings protest breaking out across the nation. Ooh. Oh, he didn't like that one. Michael, I've been asking this same question all week long. Shout out to the Rooftop Koreans. Real Americana right there, ladies and gentlemen, the Rooftop Koreans. Again, we're on the stream of Dad's Gone Live. Take a look back here at this group. Okay, here we go. I got some same footage we're watching, but a little bit better angle. There's a car on fire. Let's go over here and see. I think this is back to John Hicks. Yep, we're back on John Hicks live stream right now on YouTube.
Rubber balls. Rubber bullets.
That fire back there in the straight ahead back there.
Moving in.
gonna start sitting out. Some of them are going south, some of them are going north.
9 minutes until curfew in LA. 9 minutes until curfew.
As it sits out, it's where the big bulk is. I appreciate it.
Looks like they're working on getting that fire put out. Looks like it's already, no, still burning. Some people are working on getting the fire put out. I think people who were originally part of the march. They're trying to suffocate it.
You're putting an additional unit to stand by Van Nuys Health Department.
If you guys want to get ready to be mobilized, that'd be great. And get your cars and start working southbound. This crowd is going to be going somewhere, and I don't know where yet. They've been out. But once they get to the location, and I'm going to need you guys to be moving quickly. Rock, watch that if you're listening. Contact Rock. Let's get
Ringmaster of Clown World asks,
we're not getting rubber bulleted, chat. Hell no.
yeah, they so far the last couple nights they just start back and they let people go for about 2 hours after curfew, but
I don't know why he just tried to
started
tee up like
arresting
that.
people.
That was not a good idea. Rubber bullets coming this way right now. We're moving.
Man, Byrna pistol launcher should be getting a lot of good content for commercials.
Hell no. He just tried to stand in the cop's face, which is not it's not the move.
They all kind of dispersed all throughout the city, and there's no big group at this time.
So you guys just heard on the scanner, they dispersed to the city right here. Was the last big group. So that was that. Anyways, that was kind of crazy. We almost got caught in the middle of that. Oh, made it out though. Chat, it's not even curfew yet. They're not even. Oh man.
I'm gonna go back over here to Dad's Gone Live. There we go. All right, 5 minutes until curfew in LA. Start looking to see.
So they're throwing bottles and stuff off the top right here. All those guys are not media, so they're picking them out.
Yes, Joanne, I do agree with you. The agitators will be coming out soon. It just takes one stupid incident to, well, you know. LS Gaming, my weekend was pretty eventful so far. We went to undercover with Enrique Tarrio in the middle of the No Kings Miami rally. And then eventually we blew our own cover, and it was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting.
Like we were seeing at Paramount last Saturday, we had they are coming from, but yes.
Guess their Starlink went out.
I got a little too close for comfort right there. They were telling him go that way, go that way. He just kept marching directly at him. I mean, that's kind of what's going to happen. I don't know. Yeah, bro. He tried to hit solo squads, no heals.
No, those weren't cops. Those were
ammo,
agitators up there.
Gray guns. You know what I'm saying? Edge of circle. He tried a 1v4 team. Did not pan out. Limited edition with the 5. Thanks, bro.
Again, we're back on John Hicks's live stream.
Here's how we're looking over here.
All right.
Cleared this group out pretty quick. You guys saw how big that march was.
1
A
minute.
lot of them split when they saw
It's
the blue and
curfew
yellow
time.
coming around the corner. I don't know if I caught it on camera. People just started running. Some people just got out of Dodge ASAP. Some people stayed to tee up. Media's being told to strap up with helmets and vests. Well, I got a helmet. We're going to be on the edge as much as possible. That's probably the closest we're going to get all night. I was up in the mix right there, and that's not going to be possible after 8 at all. So you got to remember, they try to balance things somewhat on nights like this. There's still life happening. There's people getting off work. There's people who need to go places. There's people who need to get home. So it's not just like a gulag zone where they're just pulling everybody over who's out and about. But I mean, that was yesterday. Today, I don't know, maybe a little different. Ray with the 2. Thank you, Ray. Engineer Ray with the 2. Thank you, brother. More or less lethal going on down the street. You see that smoke rising.
Identify yourself, use your full unit designation.
The 810 unit that's on the Figueroa and Pico, come up with the first 2 numbers of your destinations, please. 13 Paul 810 Venice and Flower. 13 Paul 810 Venice and Flower, and I believe it's 13 Paul 210.
Yeah, that popped off. The last 10 minutes were pretty crazy. Just out here though. All right, they're moving. They're getting back in their cars. Everyone's shuffling. Looks like they're moving to cut off. We heard on the scanner there's no big group. That's probably LAPD chopper You know, it's probably their Air One or whatever, giving that comm that there's no big group that they see. Looks like they're all moving in some capacity. Not sure exactly what's going on.
All right, I'm going to go over to Salt Lake City now. I guess there are shots fired at one of their protests. So they're.
Which is seems like initially exactly what happened out
So
here.
that's
but
what's
it is
going on in
something that
Utah.
we
The No
said all
Kings
along. In fact, it was
protest.
just yesterday, I spoke with the
One
Department of
person
Public Safety
critically injured in
Commissioner
shooting
Jess Anderson,
at
and he says that they have learned a lot from 5
mostly
years ago.
peaceful
Those big
protests.
protests downtown, as you remember, Dan and Garner, you were here too 5 years ago when that all went down. And police and law enforcement tell me that they did learn a lot from 5 years ago. That instead of just maybe staying in the background if things start to happen, they said that as soon as something happens, they will converge on the scene quickly. They will take care of the situation. They will arrest and detain anybody that needs to be taken down. And honestly, Dan and Garner, that is exactly what happened. So all the preparation, all the planning, and all the talking that law enforcement has been doing all across the valley, it paid off here today because from the time, gosh, when we heard gunshots to the time that we heard that there was a suspect in custody, I mean, I don't know the official time what they're going to say, but it had to be 10, 15 minutes. It was pretty quick to when they had somebody down. And again, when police arrived after the shooting, it was seconds. Dozens of police officers just running with their guns, their rifles, their weapons out, telling everybody to get down, telling everybody to get out, and trying to make the scene as safe as possible after, honestly, what was not a very safe scene there when that shooting went down, Danica Garner. So we have some video running here of the moment that this happened. Marchers were just coming north there on State Street, getting past the federal building in front of those Sky Apartments, when all of a sudden you could hear a few pops. I believe there was a few pops, and then people just started running. And that's when we knew we had to take safety ourselves. But again, credit to Salt Lake City police officers and other law enforcement who acted quickly. This is, again, what they were worried about all along, that there would be somebody agitating, creating chaos. And but police took care of the situation. And just people walking by us here now telling us that they are so sad that this happened, that this was not supposed to happen. No matter what side you're on, it just seems things, Dan and Garner, are so politically charged right now and so divided on both sides, yelling at each other, that this is the last thing I think any side wants. But where do you go from here? Where are future protests safe? What can police do even more that they haven't done if there's anything they can do?
Were they ever?
At the end of the day, if you're just talking about a single lone person who wants to do something like that, that is very hard to stop. And that is the reality of the situation. Police did the best job, again, getting the person in custody. But when you're talking about large scale events like this and protests downtown, it is something in the back of your mind that could happen. And tonight it did happen. Danica Garner.
Alex, real quick, can you tell us a little bit about, has the demonstrators pretty much dispersed then? I mean, are people still hanging out around there, or this big demonstration pretty much is all broken up and they're gone home now? Or what's the latest out there? What can you see?
It has dispersed pretty well, Dan. There were, there were thousands here for the protest. Maybe it started going down. People were heading home anyway because we were toward the end of this particular protest, of this event that was planned tonight. So a lot of people were already heading home.
Yes, they're starting to reassemble in LA right now again. Curfew is officially in effect. We're going to go back to John Hicks.
All right, folks, we're going to bone out from here.
Okay.
That's what's going on. They got a skirmish line set up. This guy can't do donuts. He's doing circles. Sorry, Chad. I know you want to see the failed donuts, but they're truly awful. If you're a donut enthusiast, you would have been very disappointed, trust me. He was doing more like wide circles while burning his tires. Okay, we're gonna head to the city. As you can see, there's tons going on. It's like there's an event going on tonight. I don't think it was canceled because there's tons of people that are just out and about, not having anything to do with, the events going on.
That sounds like a cocktail for disaster.
Pretty nice night. LAPD flying above. There must be another group. I haven't listened to the scanner in a second. I'm gonna pay attention. I'm gonna be honest. I could see things kind of like dying down until very late. I could see there being like a pause in things. But the thing is, if there's a pause in things, that gives the cops a chance to like kind of seal the city up to prevent people from going and doing looting. I don't even know what there's left to loot, dude. What is even out here that people would want to loot? I could see like them destroying stuff for no reason, but there's nothing left. They hit Adidas. They hit what's it called? Little Tokyo up. They hit the Jordan store. They hit the weed store. Like, what's left? What's actually left? Besides just breaking stuff for no reason. I mean, I don't know.
That's pretty interesting because you don't hear that much about
CNY,
all those
thank you.
looting
Shout out to US
situations
Marines.
that he just named
Purple,
on any
Christian,
media. It's
Kowalski.
still a mostly peaceful
Give him the
protest.
two. Broadway between 1st and 2nd. That's back up this way, so let's go. I think most of the roads over there are sealed up. They're all closed up at this time, but I don't know. It's worth a look. Sealed up right here. Looks like they broke these windows for no reason.
North Sierra Bonita Avenue, 1554 North Sierra Bonita Avenue.
Crazy.
Signal is Santa Cruz Middle Eastern, 20 years, broke front door.
Oh, they broke all these. Or maybe they boarded them up preemptively. Could be either or.
From the home, code 3 incident.
This as well. This is probably preemptively boarded up, if I had to guess. Yeah, they probably boarded all this up just to like prevent damage from occurring. They probably ran the numbers and figured out it was cheaper to just do that. So here we are out here in the city. Curfew is in effect. It might be a sleepy couple hours if anything does pop off later. I'm still not like 100% like that some crazy like looting scenario is going to go down. I personally don't really believe that's going to happen. I guess you never know. I've been pretty wrong about a lot of guesses lately about what's going to happen next. I've been pretty wrong about a lot. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm riding around right now and I don't see much like going on. It seems pretty chill. It is past curfew. I'm commuting right now. You know, I'm just riding around. So I'm technically exempt because I'm commuting to and from work at the same time. And as I ride through the city, you know, it looks like everybody's gone. I don't know. We're gonna go back to this side though and just see how things are looking over there.
All right, I want to go back to Dad's Gone Live. They seem to be the only two, John Hicks and Dad Gone Live, that
Yeah, a lot of people who were holding flag signs
seem to be out there really showing anything of significance. But Dad's Gone Live is at that other spot, and LAPD is starting to scrap up. All right, you got a bunch of cops on the move in LA. I'm watching that, seeing where they're going.
Hey, media, get against the wall. Media, wall. Against the wall. Media against the wall. Media against the wall. If you're not media, let's go. The that way.
Maybe somewhere. They're gonna take all the passes.
All right, back on John Hicks for the moment while I find another view of this group that is refusing to leave.
Whole lot of black and whites. All going where we're going, over by Los Angeles again, or First Street. Still I would say, more than usual amount of people out here in downtown, but honestly, I come out here all the time. It's not like the streets are packed like they were earlier, and it was like insane. There's a few people out and about, but I ain't gonna lie, I think a lot of people who weren't here for the last few days don't really understand how how they operate during curfew. I think that sufficiently scared them to leave. I mean, even me, bro, when I was riding around yesterday after curfew, it just was oddly tense. A lot of cops were pulling up right on me, looking at me, figuring out what I was doing, and then speeding off. You guys couldn't tell on stream, but that happened multiple times. They pulled up right on the side of me, looked at me real hard, figured out I was not up to no good, and rode off. And it still could have happened. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. We're gonna be out here for a little while longer. This is 6th Street. This guy's getting up on top of this thing. There's kind of some people over here still. Is he gonna skateboard off? There's some people here, but it's not like, I wouldn't call it a group. Cops are still going down this way.
And we lost him. All right, let's see what we got over here.
It was actually a good piece. But he was he was basically like on the I guess you can say more what's
Holy shit. Thank you so much for that super chat and those memberships. I'll definitely be grabbing some food and maybe a cold beer when I'm done here. Thank you so much.
No, I'm in Joshua Tree. I'm in Joshua 29, but I got a condo in OC, so that's where I'm at right now.
And thank you, Tina, for that dono.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but I covered the bombing out there. And some of the protests and stuff.
Yeah, you know what's fucked up? I parked my car like way on the other side of Caesar Chavez.
But I just had wait and
The one time I don't park my car over here in the parking garage, this happens. The last time they pushed us all the way north.
Town has had been through a lot.
Are you Iranian?
I mean, but the
No, I'm from Bakersfield. Fortunately.
What part of town are you based in?
What about you?
I'm from DC, so I've just been Ubering in.
What'd you do? Fly down here?
Yes, sir.
Why?
A lot of debris and trash kind of all over the place out here.
The crowd is very evident. They have no intention to leave.
All right. Said crowd is very evident. They have no intention to leave. Traffic is moving this way.
All right, found that crowd finally that's still out and about. Let's go take a little look.
They reported, the officers did, taking bottles and bricks and rocks being thrown at them by a group. And I don't like calling them protesters. The LAPD calls them agitators. They also call them outside agitators, implying they were not
Just
part
call
of
them
the
Marxist trash bags.
protest. They reported taking bottles and bricks and rocks from these agitators. That caused them to issue the dispersal order, and things deteriorated from there. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I've read those reports. I've also read reports and seen footage by Associated Press and NBC, both directly contradicting those reports, claiming that they were entirely unprovoked. Now, obviously, I'm part of a nonviolent movement. We have entirely peaceful protests. If there were any sort of violence by outside agitators, that's not something that we support. But the violence that I saw, the violence that Associated Press saw, and the violence that NBC saw were exclusively the violence that Associated Press saw, and the violence that NBC saw were exclusively against civilians by law enforcement. And let me be very specific here. I have spoken to someone who was shot 3 times in the face with rubber bullets. Rubber bullets are meant to be, according to police protocol, shot off the ground and ricocheted and then potentially hitting someone, but more scaring them than anything else. Shooting them directly at someone is a violation of how those are supposed to be used, and that is directly violent in a way that cannot be defended. And that is my fundamental issue there. Frankly, just taking the worst possible situation, someone throwing a water bottle at you versus someone firing rubber bullets at high impact velocity speeds directly at your face, which could cause terminal brain injuries or even kill you, those things are not at all equivalent.
Yeah, they weren't real worried about that during January 6th. They weren't worried about those rubber bullets then.
Talk about fireworks and stuff, and I understand in that case we obviously want to be careful when people are playing with literal fire after what happened in California over these past couple months. I was in college when those fires broke out in December. Palisades, Altadena, there's so many different fires all at once. Right, my final season actually got canceled because we had to flee our university at one point.
You see this group gathering by this T-Mobile store right here. That's never a good thing.
Situation there on the ground with different perspectives, different cameras capturing different things. Let me get back to the protest that your group had organized in the first place. Yours was a No Kings protest that was planned long before Homeland and ICE and all this happening in LA. Is that right?
Yeah, No Kings means it's pretty straightforward that America should not have kings, that we were founded on the principle of resisting against tyranny and oppression and against authoritarianism, and that Donald Trump is acting pretty much like King George III.
Oh,
and that's
shut
a
up.
charitable interpretation. I can think of plenty other authoritarian strongmen to compare him to that would be harsher and in some cases more accurate.
Yeah, well, that wasn't a winning strategy for 4 years, was it, you little
made sense
beta?
to shift more directly into the way that Donald Trump was enacting his tyrannical power, which was through ICE and through the deployment of the National Guard.
All right. They're saying this stream is that I'm about to put on is coming from LA, but I don't think it is. It looks like DC because of the time of the day, it looks like, and the uniforms. I could be wrong, but this does not look like LA to me. that's Los Angeles. Trying to follow this shooting at Salt Lake City No Kings protest. I don't want to jump to conclusions because I don't know nothing about it, but it appears to me that it was one of the lefties that shot a MAGA supporter. Now I don't know the details, but they're not talking about it, and if it just seems they're not talking about who the person was, even though they're in custody, and they seem like they got the organizer of the Salt Lake City guy right now doing PR for it. So it seems like it was one of them, because if it was someone wearing a MAGA hat, it would be all over the news by now.
We're gonna push this crowd this way. Not media, let's go that way. All of you, guys, no. Come back south, this way. Hey, hold.
All right, in LA and Victory Boulevard and Van Nuys Boulevard, you got a group assembling. I'm watching them. It's 25 minutes past curfew. We've got some people on the street. You know what? We'll go over there.
Taken to the intersection, and now travel eastbound on Victory has the green light, and they're having to go around the protesters. So this is something you don't want to see, and we know the LAPD is monitoring this closely, and we would expect to see some officers arriving here shortly, if only to get those protesters to the safety of the sidewalk and not allow them to be in the middle of the street. It's dangerous for them. It's dangerous for everybody.
It's a reminder that there have been protests in many parts of Southern California today. Obviously, the big one we've been following has been in the downtown LA area. This being Van Nuys, not surprising to see on Saturday night protests pick up or start elsewhere. They were scheduled for various times throughout Southern California. But the people in the street, that is concerning because that is dangerous. That is where cars are driving, and you don't want somebody to get hurt or hit. You have people who are watching across the nation who might should support peaceful protest, but blocking traffic, that's not part of it. Being in this middle of the street, that's not part of it. Right now, we're watching a fairly small crowd there in Van Nuys, but they seem to be quite vocal and exercising their right to speak out. But in the middle of the road there, where somebody could get hit or hurt or an accident happen, that is a little more concerning, even though it's a small group right now.
Well, I think they call that the Darwin effect.
That's right. Van Nuys and Victory Boulevard. Van Nuys Boulevard has been the scene of protests all day long, starting early this morning. But again, this is the first time that we're seeing protesters take to the middle of the street. We know that LAPD is keeping a close eye. Now we see a car going. Oh, no, it's trying to make a right turn, but you have people in the middle of the intersection, and you have people also in the crosswalk.
Dude's jumping on that car. You see that?
And now the green light is obviously on Victory, and you still have those people in the middle of the street there. And traffic is very heavy on Victory and Van Nuys Boulevard. At any hour, it's usually very busy.
And then you think of a Saturday night where not everybody in LA went to the protest. Just making my way here, I was thinking of all the people who were going about their day in whatever fashion. Some were wanting to watch the parade celebrating the Army's birthday on television. President Trump did speak as well. So you have that counter picture of what happened in Washington, D.C., with the counter picture of the No Kings protests across the nation. This is a Saturday night in the Van Nuys area, very far from downtown LA for people who don't know the area. Van Nuys is in the valley, as we say. It is north of the 134 freeway. It is near the 405 freeway. We're downtown, obviously, near very different freeways. There is no curfew in this area like there is in that 1 square mile area of the downtown LA area. I'm thinking of motorists who may not want to be a part of this.
All right. If you're on Twitter, do us a favor and retweet this out for us. Share it. That would be great. We're going to keep going in and following this LA thing
to get caught up in people in the street
and see where our night takes us.
To not know where to go or not want to hit somebody. But there you have a crowd there who feels that they want to make their voices heard in the middle of the street. You have that white car. I don't know if they're able to make a left. They're trying to make a left. Their cars are trying to navigate around the people there.
And I understand that LAPD may be on the way there now. They're also monitoring the situation. I wanted to see if we could go to our other camera right now, the one that I believe is on second, where I understand arrests are being
All right, there's been a couple
now.
reports of window breaking, potential looting in LA.
This is our other camera.
Trying to
We're
find
just
some
sort of
footage.
moving around to get a better shot, but we understand that on second, arrests were now being made and people were seen being taken into custody. But that camera,
Yeah, somewhere by Little Tokyo in LA.
this camera, or
There's something
we do
going
see
on.
the flashing lights of police officers. Mario Ramirez is on his way to LAPD headquarters right now for an official update, hopefully from the chief of police, Jim McDonnell. And you're looking live. This is downtown Los Angeles, and we understand that some people were being taken into custody. And we will get the numbers of people arrested. Hundreds have now been arrested during this 8 days of protest. Today is the 8th day, and we expect the numbers to be significantly higher tomorrow. The curfew did work for a while. It's not working apparently tonight. Maybe
It may be.
It may be. Yeah.
LAPD was able to push the crowd out of the direct downtown LA area. We're going to talk to Mayor Karen Bass in just moments, but Gigi, what are you pointing out there?
This is Little Tokyo, and that is the bank, actually, I believe, that was closed yesterday. These are the boarded up businesses that you were seeing in downtown Los Angeles. That yesterday we walked all of Little Tokyo, and businesses boarded up and closed. And I don't know if do we have the mayor on the line already?
We do. Mayor Karen Bass, thank you so much for joining us. Christine Devine here with Gigi Graciette on a Saturday night. As you're watching live what's happening in downtown LA right now, the curfew on for about 30 minutes, where does the city stand tonight?
I'm going to go back to John Hicks for a minute on YouTube because I can't sit there and look at Karen Bass for too long.
Let's go.
All right, we're back at John
What up,
Hicks.
dog?
Yeah, John Hicks.
Phone alert to the curfew. Honestly, we didn't get a phone alert at 8. We got one before 8. I showed the camera, but things were going crazy at that time. Yeah, I did see Hassan Piker. He was streaming right next to me. I gave him a nod. I said hello. He said, hey. That's about it. He was, doing his thing, but I gave him a nod. Looks like they may be staging up right here. Not sure if this is I don't think it's a staging area. I think they came here in response to something. So that's kind of like what's kind of going on here.
Roger.
I'm not really sure what the deal is. I mean, I'm looking around. They look pretty calm. So we may zoom around for a bit, but right now we're just posting up here for a hot second until we see what's going on. And these guys may move. And may leave this area. I don't know. If they leave this area, obviously we're going to leave too. But as of for right now, we're not in a rush to go anywhere else, really. There's not much happening. Helicopters floating really high. It looks like it's the LAPD chopper is looking for stuff that's happening. So, yeah, curfew is currently in effect. It's not much actually going on right now for us to, Yo, Jeff with the 2. Thank you, brother. Stay frosty. You got it. Thank you, Jeff. What game now with the 2? Someone's using my stream on Rumble? Oh, God. I don't even know what to do about that. Hunter with the gifted. Thank you, brother.
106.
If it's YouTube, I can claim it, which any YouTuber does not want that. Trust me, they don't want that. I don't know about outside of that, though. GC23 with the base tier. Thank you, brother.
Our third patient is going to be coming down to you. You guys need to handle.
All right, let me go pull that back up.
Officer's body language that maybe there's a sense of
Overall, not too nuts. I would say the curfew has done a pretty good job at curbing a lot of night shenanigans. Although the night is young, I don't know if it really is going to pop off in that way. So, we'll see. We'll see how things pan out. We're going to be out here for at least a few more hours. And we'll see what goes down. Isaac with the 2. I know, I really would. Thank you, bro. Donna with the order on Hicks Fam with the $10 donation. Thank you, Donna. Let's go. Thank you so much, Donna. It's really generous. No message, just a message and a big dono. Let's go. Thank you. I'm feeling a little hungry. I'm feeling a little bit hungry. They're chasing a naked man on 2nd Hill. Well, good thing we're here, not there. Cops are flashing people to not come down the street. Looks like some people got in their cars and are getting off. The street is not sealed off.
Subject is a Sun male, age of 25 years, white shirt, yellow pants. Subject is autistic and nonverbal. Code 2 incident 2919, already 2169.
We're hearing some other units up. What is this? Up first. But we just came from there and it's pretty sealed off. So take a break to eat. I'm just going to work nonstop until it's time to go home. That's kind of my plan right now. So way down there, I don't think you guys can see on camera. There's some people that are leaving from the area that it looks like they're focused on to the right of this shot. People are leaving that general area and they're not really like doing anything about it. They're not like, trying to check them or arrest them or nothing. They just want people to get out of here. This is Little Tokyo. It's a very narrow, it's one of the most narrow areas in downtown you could be in. Very narrow street, narrow, tall buildings. It's like kind of claustrophobic in my opinion. And so it's really easy to get trapped up in there. So if they wanted to just arrest a bunch of people, they easily could. Super Will with the 20. Thank you, bro. No message, just a 20 bomb. Bow. Thank you, Super Will. Couple units coming in behind us. GC with the 2. Thank you.
We have multiple vehicles in burnout.
Studio Award. We did a couple today in Miami. It's got posted up on our channels on YouTube and
30 people in the intersection. Randy's Donuts. Travis with the 20. Adam with the 2. Be safe from Indianapolis. Thank you, Adam. GC23. Saw this on Fox. People were throwing on the roof. Crazy. Travis is the 23. Bro, I'm starting to. Thank you, Travis. Thank you for the 20. Trick shot, 13.99 Canadian. Stay safe, bro. Thank you for covering. You got it. A lot of units out here tonight.
13342 Street.
I'm telling you, folks, they got the city pretty well shut down tonight. It seems, from my opinion, it seems pretty well sealed up. I see a helicopter up there. It's floating way up above downtown. Doesn't look like it's looking at anything in particular. Doesn't have the, you know, the night light on. So I would assume that it's nothing of significance. Sounds like someone on dirt bike is ripping out down there. I think we could actually go up right here. So let's go ahead and get a further view up. Oh, wow. We're going to have to charge your phone again soon, too.
Engine 72 from truck 105. Go ahead. Are you good if I update Metro and give a contact? Yeah, I'm working on patient destinations right now, but I can face-to-face it with the other backpack.
So here's what's going on. Up here to the left, there's a small group. We'll go take a look at that. This lady's heckling.
There might be a small 415 bike.
She's just trying to get down the street. It's not going to happen.
Vehicle 2005 black Porsche 911 convertible 2-door 5 Mary Union Charles 309 5 Mary Union Charles 309 3 suspects. Suspect 1 male black 6'2", 230 black ski mask and black clothing. Suspect
Andrew, the 20. Thank you, bro.
5'10", 190 black.
Thank you. Thank you for all you're doing the last few nights and tonight. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. Thank you, boss.
Vehicle incident 2866.
Photo ops. I'm about to eat so many wings tomorrow. W. Cali Medic with the 2. Thank you. Great job tonight. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. It's been dude, we've been out here almost 9 hours. I knew today was going to be crazy.
739 East 91st Street, code 2.
And it's kind of nice to see things cooling off at night, though. It's not too wild out here at night. Hunter with the gifted. Thank you, bro. Hunter's been showing love all day in chat, folks. He dropped $500 in super chat earlier, by the way. W, Hunter. Helicopter's flowing low above this group that's to my left. But it's like a small group, dude. It's really small. I think they're just taking it real seriously because, you know, it's past curfew, so they're not letting anything slide as far as groups. It's a really small group. It's like not even worth pulling up to. Second in Los Angeles. This is a better shot. Von Cruel with the 2 Canadian. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Looks like they're... No, they're not moving yet. They're still just parked up over there. They're kind of posted up right here. Looks like they may start moving soon. Once they all hop in their cars and go, that's kind of when we're going to keep moving around the city.
All right, I'm going to go to DC real quick.
Cali Medic with the 2. Thank you. On HakesFam.com.
I've been trying to scour and look for more exciting things, but I mean, as what I can tell, things may be calming down, but it just hit nightfall in a lot of places. So this is, as you know, when things start to get a little wild in Leftyville. Now they're saying this is LA in the title, but there's no way this is LA. Metropolitan. It's got to be DC.
Fuck Trump! Fuck Trump! Fuck
It
Trump!
gets dark a little later up there.
Fuck Trump! 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 Fuck Trump!
Paying tattoos are a sin, by the way.
Fuck Trump! Don't fucking your sister!
The report is great.
Trump's so racist! 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 Micro-penis! Trump's so racist! Trump's so racist! Trump's so racist!
Going back to fuck Trump. Yeah, that was the best one.
Fuck Trump!
I got a headache. Really bad. I've already wanted to decide.
You're showing them. You're showing them. Save America! Fuck Trump! 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 Save America!
Well, somebody's getting laid in college, huh?
Save America! Fuck Trump! Save America! Fuck Trump! Save America! Fuck Trump! Save America!
LSG Gaming asks, have we seen any of the charges these people have gotten so far? We are. I am following two cases in particular. One out of LA where an individual threw a Molotov cocktail at an officer, caught his own leg on fire, but did throw it directly at an officer. I'm following him, and another one out of LA for an assault case to see what the prosecution actually does. So yeah, we are paying attention, but a lot of the charges are just civil disorder and simple misdemeanors. For those of you just joining us, take a moment. We are a brand new show. If you could follow our personal page at The American Rise on X, go ahead and smash that subscribe on YouTube. Help us grow. We've just started our project a few weeks ago. You got to respect a girl that has slept with so many guys that she can just look at one and declare they have a micro penis. That's talent. Yeah, see, this kind of behavior on either side, I'm not getting involved in it. It just looks stupid on both ends. But, you walk up and try to put your hands on me or any of my loved ones, and you're going to fuck around and find out. But all the yelling back and forth, fuck all that.
We support our trans dogs up in here.
Yeah, LS Gaming, that was my prediction. There was going to be some kind of false flag thing to blame MAGA. That's what, and I still think there might be. I think they're going to tie in this Israeli-Iran shit into this No Kings protest. So we'll see, but we have not seen that as of yet that I know of. Even DC is being purportedly peaceful, but make no mistake about it. This isn't because the left has decided to behave themselves all of a sudden. Oh, no. This is because two factors, and it goes both to law enforcement presence and enforcing the law. You have Donald Trump back in the office. So all these Democrat mayors that allowed this to happen in 2020 under his watch when he didn't know any better and allowed them to basically sit back and do nothing while cities burn, they know Trump's not fucking around and they know America's watching and they need to win the midterms. So if America spends the next 1 year watching cities burn and Democrats at the helm of it, that's going to hurt them. So you have that, and then you have actual police officers that feel vindicated by the November 5th outcome that are out there and they're saying, and chiefs and sheriffs that are saying, fuck that, and the Democrat mayors that tell me to stand down. We're going to do our job. And you're seeing that. And then maybe, just maybe, you can add in the factor that what Doge discovered at USAID and all of those slush funds that were funneling shit like this in with little PSYOP operations. You don't have that money anymore ready available to these organizations and these NGOs that were funding crap like this. So I think a lot of their funding has come down. So we're going to see. If you like what you're seeing and you are happy with the way things turned out after November 5th, ladies and gentlemen, then you really need to be involved in these primaries and midterms coming up. Because if we don't get Donald Trump the help he needs and we don't keep the House and the Senate and hopefully increase our numbers a little bit, this crap that you're seeing is going to sweep the nation from coast to coast. And we're not going to see anything like it. They're going to impeach Trump. They're going to stop what he's doing because these people care nothing about nothing other than staying in power and keeping power. And they're watching it be stripped from them by the American people. So that's what the continuation has got to be at the primaries and midterms, ladies and gentlemen. So get involved. Find out who your local school board members are. Find out who your local city council members are. Those are more important. Find out who your congressmen in your state that are America first, that push an America first agenda, and you know they're telling you the truth. And you get out there before these primaries and midterms, and you get on social media and you knock on doors for them, and you help them, and you get involved like you've never got involved before, and you become a fucking activist going forward. Because if we don't get Donald Trump the help he needs in these midterms, ladies and gentlemen, Hakeem Jeffries will be the Speaker of the House. And then we have Temu Obama running the show. So I don't want to see that happen. I'm not trying to go backwards, man. We fought too hard for November 5th, ladies and gentlemen. We fought too hard. So please, primaries, midterms. Eli Saints, thank you for the follow. If you haven't yet, ladies and gentlemen, right there in the title on X is at American Rise. You see it right here on your screen at the American Rise. Please follow our new project. We're an underground podcast on Enrique Tarrio's War Boys Network. And we are not going to be messing around. We're going to be doing the things that nobody else wants to do. We will be getting out in the streets. We will be doing things. Again, we just put this old network together, and you're witnessing the birth of it. So subscribing on YouTube and hitting that follow on X here is very important to the stability of our future. I mean, I hope none of these idiots actually think they're going to change anyone's mind with this behavior, but whatever.
Yeah, give him a timeout. Buddy, what would you do? Buddy, we understand it. You got me in high school. It's all right. Little friends.
This is what America needs to see, though. This is the left. So if you're watching this and you're a Democrat and you're proud of this, then hey, you found your home. But I wouldn't want to be associated with this, and more we're seeing that happening.
Now say something to me again. I don't know. And be quiet now. Be quiet now. Talk to one of us and be quiet now.
Yeah, LS Gaming. I thought I fixed that. Someone called that out to me earlier. Let me know. You know, Michael, you may have heard me earlier. I'll go ahead to the people listening now. Just retell this real quick. We had an interesting situation play out in Miami that we were fortunate enough to get all on camera today. Some of you know we went out to the No Kangs protest here in Miami. Enrique Tarrio went undercover as Pablo, the illegal immigrant that owns a business here in America. It didn't last long. We were discovered, but kudos to him, for effort. We eventually took the disguises off and started talking to people and having some civil conversations. We got surrounded and screamed at and called the usual names. But the interesting thing that we witnessed and got on camera was this. In the beginning, while Enrique Tarrio was conducting interviews with some people, there was an organizer for the No Kings Miami event that was there. They all were wearing vests, and she was part of the actual event. And at one point in the beginning, she was yelling at Enrique Tarrio on the bullhorn, screaming at him, calling him all, the things that they were calling us, Nazis, bigots, fascists, blah, blah, blah. At the end, about an hour after that, at the end when they went on their march and Enrique and I were wrapping it up, this same woman on the bullhorn yelling these things to Enrique came up to us, didn't realize we were still recording, and authentically said, hey, do you guys need anything? Let me know. I'll get you something. I just want to let you know that, and I'm kind of paraphrasing, but almost verbatim what she says, and again, we have it on camera, is she goes, I just want to let you know that not all of us share the same views here. We're just kind of doing our job. Thus admitting that she's a paid actor for this No Kings protest down here in Miami. We're going to be putting the unedited raw video out so people can see it for themselves. But it was a very unique situation that we got to witness on camera. I did not hear that one, Studio Ward. I would like to take a look at that. Because if that is true, then she needs to come out and tell the American people and the American public what she witnessed while she was the press secretary. And because we know she's seen some pretty nefarious things that will corroborate and confirm a lot of our beliefs. Just simply on the mental decline and health of Biden himself. But I'm sure there's more than that. I don't mind anybody from the left that wants to come over to the right. But if you're someone like Jean Kring, Pierre, whatever fucking thing, if you're someone like that who have spent so much time causing disinformation and misinformation and blaming the other side for it, then you owe a donation of truth. You need to come out and you need to blow the whistle. You need to start telling us some things so we can continue to make America great again. You know what I mean? Love America. No, I did not see the chick badmouth the Proud Boys during her speech. Which one are you referring to me? I mean, that's just a daily thing. Let's never forget that Sunny Holston crap, whatever her name is, on The View, called the Proud Boys America's Hamas. That's just insane. I mean, but hey, we're talking about the left. All right, we're going to go back over here to LA because oh. Yeah, he just caught someone lighting a fire. Go back to that.
A few people coming down the street. Helicopters got its eye on
Back
it.
on John Hicks live
People
stream.
kind of like moving around all over the place.
He just drove
Which,
past
to be
somebody
honest,
a second ago, and they
is
were
not
lighting a
uncommon
fire.
to see out here in downtown. Cops are mobilizing. You see way down there. They got the van out. I don't know if you guys caught it, but cops are mobilizing on this group right now, it looks like. Let's turn the scanner back up.
Let's take a look at this.
47 LAPD with attached, time for dispatch.
Head on a swivel out here, chat. Slarty Bart with the Tier 1 Pro. Thank you, bro. What's up, bro? Right here. Yep. Go down this street and make a left. There's also a big stage in the cops straight down this way. But this group, you're about to see them. They're coming this way right now. Yep. Be safe. Yep. Chat, we're going back up towards up Broadway. Shout out to that guy. He just looked like a random cameraman out here trying to figure out where the action is. He knew my name though, so must be some type of viewer. W. Chat, if you're just tuning in, it's after curfew in LA. We're just kind of looking around, seeing what's going on. We're at work. We're working. So that's why we're out here. And there's some other people who are just kind of enjoying the nightlife. And there's some people who are trying to get up to no good. So we're just kind of taking a look at all that at the same time. This light is out. So that group is pretty small. It's down this street where traffic is blocked up at.
Again, we're watching John Hicks on
According to the
YouTube's
scanner,
live
they don't really
stream.
seem too concerned about it either. They've got their eye on it, but they're not like, they don't seem like they're really going nuts over it. Doug's Rock with the 2. Thank you, bro. Twisted Demon with the 20. Thank you, Say Southern Minnesota. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Minnesota. Hearing some sirens. I want to say to the left. Can't really tell. If we go this way, we'll get behind this group. Looks like cops are coming up behind them, possibly. Yeah, it kind of looks like they're looking for someone. They're jumping out on someone. He's checking the corner. Taking a look to the left. Looks like someone might be getting arrested right here. What's going on? Keeping an eye on behind me. This is already a very sketch part of town. Looks like this guy's not really resisting to getting arrested. It's about as good as it's going to get for us, chat. They're going the wrong way down streets. They're doing everything to get people tonight. So here's what's going on here. Cops are on the move. If you get arrested tonight, it's not for absolutely no reason. It's not because you're out walking past curfew. It's typically because they have some motive. So for everyone who's wondering why these people are potentially, possibly, allegedly, and maybe getting arrested. It could be for a good reason or not. There's really no way for us to know from standing here, so I'm just showing you guys what's going on. It's in the back seat. We're gonna get out of this area, chat. It's a little too heated right here. Cops are moving around. They got some people in them. They got some in the back seat tonight. We're gonna go up to where everything started today. That's our next plan. We go back around this way. I can't tell you how dangerous it feels to be out here right now. It's always kind of sketch, you know. I used to live out here in downtown, so it's always kind of sketch at night, but it's an extra like level. It's an extra level to it tonight. But between the tensions and the cops on edge and just everything going on, it's just it's a little extra crazy. Post up here on 3rd. We were just here, now they have the street blocked off. People are just yelling at the cops. Spring and 5th is what we're hearing. Dogs rock with the 2. Thank you, bro. What's up, bro? Yep. Chat, not really. It's a little bit past my my work hours to you know, communicate with people. I'm technically clocked out. I'm just doing overtime for you guys. So you guys got to pay me my overtime rate, by the way. JK. We're gonna go by Spring and 5th real quick. See what the scanner's talking about. That's one street up, and then to the left. Oh, that's just where we just were, actually. So maybe we're not gonna go over there. That's where it's kind of getting a little hectic. People are just now coming into the stream. Chat, if you're just coming into the stream right now, you gotta watch this VOD, bro. This is gonna be I'll probably make like a 1-hour highlight video today. Boy, this is 5th and Spring. Or no, sorry, this is 5th and Broadway. 5th and Spring is to the left. So we're gonna go right here. I can't really post up like I have been for you guys around here because it's so sketch, bro. It's super sketch. But here's how we're looking right here. Down this way. This is where we just were. Now they got motorcycle units and they got it pretty well sealed up.
24 Frank 13. 24 Frank 13.
So here's how we're looking. We were just on that corner where that guy in the pink shirt is when when that guy rode past. To Fig we go. Okay, dude. Leo game with the 5 overtime. Thank you, bro. Birds with the 5 overtime. Yo, okay. Kenner with the 5. Stay safe and stay aware. You got it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the overtime pay. Time and a half. We'll call it that. This guy's playing basketball in the middle of the street. It's kind of lit. KSKI, overtime hours, SunXFam.com. Thank you, bro. go. Bro, he just shot it over that. He just shot it over the thing. That was pretty impressive.
24 Frank, 15 Roger.
All right, there's something else going on up here too. Looks like a lot of people are getting jumped out on at this time. Right here. Not quite sure what's going on right there, but okay, what we're gonna do next. Motorcycle units are mobbing right now. Key woke with the 5. 9 hours. True, bro. I'm pretty exhausted. I don't know. Nothing's really going on out here. So we could stay out here for even longer and just kind of like continue to catch these little random interactions with cops and people, but I don't know. Lights on this intersection are out. There's still helicopters above.
Inhale. We're going to stage up here, and then we're going to go and trail to wherever the slammer bus is at.
We're going to cross the street.
Well, that's under
Main Street. So, for example, I know there's been a lot of like curfew talk. You know, nightlife is still open. If you're going to like hang out at a bar or something, that's still totally fine. It's not like you can't do anything. You can't fix stupid with the 5. True. Ryan Travis with the 5 overtime for the best biker. Thank you, bro. Ronin 0 with the 5. Insane with the 2. Can't fix stupid with the overtime. True. Thank you, bro. Juan E with the 10. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. I was kind of joking, but thank you. Thank you all. Got a bunch of cops coming down this way. Golden Tiger with the 50, New Zealand. Thank you, dude. Thank you, bro. Stay safe, brother. Love from New Zealand. Thank you. Garrett Shaw with the 5. Thank you, Garrett. Golden Tiger, thank you so much, bro, for that. 50, New Zealand. Very generous. Thank you, bro. It looks like there's another little, there's more, bro. There's more stuff going on over here. We're not going to get too much in the mix right here, but something's going on here. There's a lot of people over here. We're kind of going to be on the edge of this one. See, look, this guy's running. Like, what exactly is going on right here? This looks like the continuation of the march that like the march kind of thing that we saw. Those officers are probably cutting down through Skid Row. To cut them off.
Shout out to P-Town Terrorists for the follow.
It's getting a little sketch out here, folks.
If you haven't done it yet, follow on X at The American Rise. Just streaming tonight or watching other people's streams of the No Kings protest around our country.
Is kind of go up northwest a little bit to a more chill part of the city where I can post up for a second. And then we're going to wait for the next thing to happen. Because it seems like it's going to be part of that group. Because they're on Main going back towards where all those officers are anyway.
American 702, thank you for the repost.
So we don't necessarily need to stay with that group or anything like that and try and wait for them to get popped off on. And I hate sitting still anywhere around this part of town. I know it too well. This is not a place where you want to come and like post up on a corner and wait and try and be doing a bunch of things on your phone or anything like that. It's just not. I don't think anywhere in downtown really is, but this especially ain't it. Tyler Nolet was gonna donate 5, but the OT rate kicked in with the 750. Bro, that's funny. Wait, that's actually kind of a good one. Hey, thank you, bro. Hey, kicked in a time and a half. Let's go. Hey, thanks, bro. Thank you, Tyler. Arctic's mom on Hicksfam.com. Thank you, Arctic's mom. Watching from Menifee, California. So the last place we're going to go is back up this way because it seems to be where this march is going in a roundabout way. Shanae on xfam.com. Thank you for the live stream. You got it. C. Miller. Hold on a second. I'm kind of doing some things. There goes Duran. Yep. Duran's out here. Did he just go live? I didn't see him all day, I feel like. I mean, like, actually see him either. We're going back towards City Hall-ish area. Everything over here is dead. It's asleep. It's tired. It's done. We know there's one more little, like, march group on Main Street right now, going north, back towards where everything started. So we're inevitably going kind of towards that direction. We just got to get out of here before I can stop and look at my phone or anything.
Her mental condition is good.
We're back at this little intersection. There's still some people floating around out here, just kind of hovering around.
All right, I'm gonna take us over. They're going live in Utah with the shooting at the No Kings protest. So we'll find out some details. We'll learn them together here.
We just don't know at this point how they were involved. Also, the
3
big question
people
is
in
motive. Was this
custody,
politically
1
motivated?
person
Was
critically
something
injured.
going on there? Was this had something to do with the protest? Chief Red said that is still very early in this investigation to talk about that. But the big thing you heard Mayor Mendenhall talking about too is where do we go from here? She still wants people to be able to exercise their First Amendment rights, to protest if they want to. She doesn't want fear to send into the community.
So
for
if you don't
future
know, if
protests.
you haven't
I
been
mean, that is very
following, there was
tenet
a
of being
shooting at one of the
Americans,
No
being able to
Kings
do this
protests
sort of
today in
stuff.
Salt Lake
And she
City.
has concerns
I don't
that
know
with
if the
this
information has
happening
come
now,
out
that
of
it might
who
be in
was
the back of the mind that
culpable,
might keep people
what
from
the
future
details were.
protests. She
I
says,
haven't learned them yet. If you know
she wants to
something,
be able
drop
to
it in
go
the
forward and
comments.
wants
We're
the
learning it
community to be
together.
able to go forward if they are so inclined to do so. So they provided the best information they have right now. There are still a lot of questions. Police don't have all the answers just yet. It is still early in this investigation. They wouldn't have all the answers, but they are certainly going to work on that. We're investigators, and when we get more answers, no doubt the police department will update us with that information. Dana Garner.
All right, thanks a lot, Alex. Again, we heard from the mayor, we heard from the police chief. Still a lot of unanswered questions here as to who's did what and why, what's the motive behind here. But, that's the latest from
My
what we have
theory,
heard
and I
right
could
now.
be wrong.
There's a
I
lot still
don't know
to be
anything.
sorted
But
out.
my
Right now,
theory
we
is if this
have
was a
Emma
MAGA
Benson,
person that
Specialist
was
Emma Benson, who
culpable
has
for this
also been
action,
out there all
they
evening
would be
long. Emma,
all
you started
over
walking
the
with these
fucking
10,000 people from
news.
Pioneer Park.
So
You were
my
just
theory
feet
is
away
that this
from where
is
we
probably
believe
a
those shots were
leftist
fired. We could hear
because they're
them
not
here in the
releasing the
newsroom.
identity.
Emma, where are you now,
But again,
and who are
I
you
don't know
with?
shit. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, Garda, I was actually live on Instagram when this all went down, so I just went back and kind of rewatched part of that video, and it was definitely a very scary, surreal moment for
America
sure. We are at the
702
crime scene right now,
agreed.
State Street and First South in downtown Salt Lake City, where there's still a police presence. They have the tape, they have the street blocked off. A lot of spectators have since gone home, but I have been talking to Danielle here. I'll bring her in. Come. Stand right by me, Danielle. She's been telling me a bit about how she was not with the protesters, but she showed up about 20 minutes after the incident happened. Is that right?
Yes, correct. Yes.
So tell me about your immediate thoughts and feelings about seeing this. Oh, it looks like we have some people who are crossing the police tape. Once again, this has happened a few times this night. Sorry, Danielle, 1 second. Yeah, we have some police here. Yeah, take the camera over there. So we've been seeing some people walk directly underneath the tape. We've seen guys on skateboards, scooters. and it looks like they're arguing a bit with police.
If you're watching on
Police are
YouTube, go
walking
ahead and
them
smash
back
that subscribe button.
to the other
We're a
side
brand new
of
project, a brand new channel.
of the tape here. Again, we've seen that probably 3 or 4 times this evening. Okay. We've seen that a few times this evening where people are just going right underneath the police tape, kind of just ignoring the crime scene here. We've seen I almost got hit by a skateboarder. We had a guy on a scooter go down, and it looks like law enforcement is acting quickly, going and confronting them and getting them to come to the other side of the crime scene so that they're not in the midst of it, and they're still staying safe, because that is the ultimate goal here. So sorry, Danielle, back to you. Tell me about your immediate thoughts and feelings coming here, seeing this crime scene, and hearing about what took place here today.
We're all human, and we all deserve to be respected and safe. And everyone here was showing up because they have love in their hearts, and love is a verb, and that requires action. And you know, they deserve to be safe in doing that and being here. And no one should have to worry about their safety in doing that, especially if they're being peaceful. And yeah, we forget that we're all human, you know, we're all human, we're all complex, we all have our reasons, but at the end of the day, we need to be loving and respect people. And
Oh
honor
my
them.
God, you work
And
for
that's
Hallmark
what, you
card?
know,
Come
the
on.
Most High would want for whoever your God is. Like, that's usually what any type of religion preaches, is that we treat people with respect, dignity, and, you know, we don't hurt them. No matter how triggered we feel, it's not okay.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you, Danielle, sharing your thoughts here as you came in and saw this crime scene. She was not with the protesters earlier today, but you did hear about what happened, and so I appreciate you sharing your thoughts. Looks like we have another person who, again, also tried to go underneath the tape. It looks like, oh, can you take the camera over there? It looks like they are putting this person in handcuffs across the street here. He may be being detained right now. I can't see very clearly, but it's right across the street from us. It looks like he tried to cross underneath the crime scene tape and was refusing to go back. It looks like security is
American 702.
possibly detaining him here. Okay. Sorry, what was that? Were you guys talking to me? I'm losing my IP here for a second. Okay. Yeah, it looks like police are escorting him down the street there. I'll toss it back to you, Garnet and Dan, for now.
Thank you so much, Emma. We appreciate you. We hope you continue to stay safe out there. We just received a press conference, got new update from the mayor, from Chief Red, Salt Lake City Police Department, saying that they are still trying to understand what the motive could
All
have
right, I'm
been
going to go
in
back
this,
to LA.
situation,
This is John Hicks again. He's come up on a skirmish line. I think we've got a couple protesters squaring off, or not squaring off, but posturing. It is hour 20 minutes after curfew.
Subject male, Sonic, 61 years, code 22330, RD 1829.
So it looks like there's some cops behind this group right now. Hold on a second, I'm gonna mute up for a second, chat.
We're back on John Hicks on YouTube. Guess he lost his audio there. But as you can see, this crowd is marching forward. Hard to tell by the size. It looks super, super big, but you don't really know what's behind them because the car lights. All right, while John Hicks is getting his audio worked out, we'll watch this crowd come up. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not the March of Dimes. We are a brand new project. We're still not monetized and working towards it.
Sorry, chat, I had to mute real quick.
You see it on the screen there. If you want to support our show and our work as we continue to grow, buy us a beer at buymeacoffee.com/American Rising. Every little bit helps as we get our project off the ground and continue to get to work. bringing you what's happening around the world without the leftist spin. Quite the contrary here at the War Boy Studio on this show, The American Rising.
We're moving.
All right, yeah, I was listening to the scanner in LA as well, and there are some reports of windows being smashed. I'm trying to find out the location. Quick update that I found on the Utah Salt Lake City shooting. The individual taken into custody for shooting someone was also shot, and it was not police. So there's more to this story that we're already finding out as it's coming in. I'll bring it to you.
Damn, bro. Oh, this detective's like, can I go? Oh, that's funny. Sorry, Chad, I know you can barely hear me.
Woo!
This was right behind me.
That guy almost got hit.
They started coming this way. We're ready for action now, chat.
St. Andrews Station.
The crowd started coming my way. They're just doing dispersal now.
Hobart, your PR is a female, white, 54 years, 5'3", wearing a blue sweatshirt, light color change, standing out front of the property. Additional incident 3040.
Sure. Watching up. It's about, looks like about 8 or 10 feet right now. Connector.
Yeah, we don't have full-on privileges, but we definitely got some exceptions to the rule today with the LAPD where they didn't screw with us and they totally could have. Definitely appreciative of that. It's always better to not be screwed with than to be screwed with, as my dad would say. A whole lot of cops coming down for this route, man.
D33 responding code 3 from Adams and Figueroa to 9114 South Manhattan plates with us.
Yeah, a whole lot of cops is an understatement. They're still coming. Chat, anyone else still coming? Hello.
11 Victor, where are you clear?
Yeah, you sure?
In the 34T67 responding code 3 from ZTD to 2000
So safe to say we're not going down that street. I think we're good. I think we're good.
85 Roger.
With the bike cops right behind him. Big Mac on hitchfam.com. Thank you, bro.
Great reporting, John. Stay safe.
Thank you, boss. Yeah, Sonia. Anyone in chat, if you want to avoid ads on YouTube, 0 ads on kick.com/John Hicks. Platform I'm streaming on. They asked me to stream there, so we're trying it out. No ads. That's pretty much like the biggest perk. Quality's a little bit better too. Only thing is, I don't know if they have a TV app yet, which kind of, I don't know. I don't know if they have one actually.
What's your location?
If they do, that's great. YouTube. First thing I do when I wake up on my TV is put on YouTube. So yeah, Kick needs desperately needs a TV app. I'm sure it's coming though. The chats I've had with the Kick team, they seem like they're aggressively focused on growth, and I like that. And they reached out to me, you know, like that doesn't really happen. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, this is probably our last little scene of the night because according to the scanner, this is the last group. We can't really get too close here because we've had great luck so far with LAPD, sheriffs, CHP, etc., not screwing with us. Whether it's because they know me or they just don't feel like it, maybe they can tell I'm just out here kind of being pressed. I don't know. Whatever it is, we're not going to ruin that tonight by getting too close. I can see from here. You can't really see from the camera. The whole group is gone. They blocked this road off. And all it is a bunch of people walking, bro. I'm going to be honest. It's really not that exciting. Eventually, arrest may happen tonight, though. That could happen. But for now, we've seen a whole bunch of people walking today. I'm going to be honest. It doesn't really move me the way it did around 6 p.m., 5. Yo, W. Adam, thanks for the gifted over on Kick. Thank you, bro. Days_confused, Og_STE, Saxon237, Tony Snowbit, and Adam. All gifted subs on kick.com/John Hicks today. Thank you.
Is there a protest still going on?
I don't know. Actually, don't know. Maybe. But I don't think so. It's pretty late.
There's police all over there, no?
Yeah, I don't really know what this is for. I couldn't hear.
All right, have a good night.
You too. This is the remnants of that march. They've all kind of spun the block. Now they're coming this way. She's hitting on you? Okay, dude. I mean, at this point, I don't know. There ain't much left to do, folks. I hear the helicopter kind of over the middle of downtown again. I don't think we're going back into the middle of downtown, though. We're kind of in a chill area to just post up for a bit. So I'm going to just talk with chat for a bit, and then we're going to figure it out. Ugh. Jesse with the 5 Canadian, save the Crown Vics. Bro, how about that Suburban we saw earlier? Who was in here when we saw that Suburban in the beginning of the stream? The LAPD Suburban? God, that thing was cold. We saw 2 insane cars today. We saw the LAPD Suburban, and we saw that Buick Grand National. That thing was so clean, bro. I forgot I didn't have my mic in. I was going nuts when I saw that. That's a dream car right there. We saw the Suburban when we were back in front of the Federal Building when we were looking at the Marines. If you go back in the VOD, you should be able to see that. It's for sure going to the highlight video from tonight's stream. Tomorrow, we're posting the highlight video of the Koreatown March. That one's going to be crazy. And I'm going to get started on today's. And if I get it done, post it tomorrow. Vicky 47 with the 5. Thank you for the great work. Thank you, Vicky. I've been out here all day. I feel like I feel like SpongeBob with no water. I feel like Flat Patrick under his house. I feel like Squidward when his face turned into butt cheeks. I'm toast, bro. I'm toast. I'm actually cooked. My brain is toast. My social battery is depleted. It's all over.
Yeah, Roger Metro. We're with the patient.
Nothing's going on Scanner. Downtown LA, against all odds, bro. Looks like they sealed it up tight tonight. Nobody saw this one coming. I think everybody thought it was going to go crazy tonight. It's actually sleepy.
Well, I think that's a good sign, ladies and gentlemen, that America is back and America is winning. We were at the No Kings protest earlier today. Enrique infiltrated. We got some good footage. Some very unique situations happened that we were fortunate enough to get on camera. As I was telling people earlier, we're going to be putting out the video. One of the organizers of the No Kings event in Miami got on the bullhorn and began to yell at Enrique Tarrio, calling him Nazi, bigot, fascist, all, the usual. At the end of the event, when we were leaving, this same individual that was working for the event, she came up to Enrique and I and asked us if we need anything, and then informed us on camera that not everybody working for the event agrees with the ideas of the people at the event. Pretty much proving and corroborating what we already know, that there's paid agitators at these things. Ladies and gentlemen, we are upon the primaries. We must fight like hell to get Donald Trump the help he needs for during the midterms, at the midterms for the rest of his administration, or else the Democrats are going to do what they do, and that is cause chaos, what we're seeing now. It was a little peaceful in LA. There was a couple little skirmishes that broke out, nothing major. In Miami, from what we saw, we left around, I believe, 1-2-ish, sometime around there. It was peaceful. Nobody did anything other than screaming at us and yelling at us, which, hey, you know what? They're allowed to do that. Nothing. I didn't witness anything bad. In fact, I seen Miami. As far as I can tell, they were trying to keep. They were making sure their people were acting okay, because you know what? The world is watching, and I do feel that if we play these cards right, we will create a lot more America First voters in the near future. People are getting sick of seeing the animalistic behavior of the left, and they're tired of making excuses for it in everyday society. I think this commitment to the criminal element and this glorification of criminality, this glorification of sexualization, over-sexualization of women and children, I think profoundly is starting. People are squaring up with it and saying, you know what? I don't want this anymore. I don't want this representation of my culture or my society or my country to be predominant anymore. I think people are sick of seeing the animalistic behavior from humans. We're tired of it. We're tired of making excuses of it. I think Americans, the silent majority that we've seen in 2016, I finally feel like they're rising to the point where staying silent is not an option anymore, where we must start to call out this ignorant behavior. I don't care if you call me a racist, a bigot, a transphobe, a homophobe. I don't care anymore. And I think a lot of people around the country are finally on that journey with me. And I want to see where it goes, because America, that's what it takes. We must end the capitulation to the ignorance that encrusts our society. We must say, I'm done with it. I'm not putting up with it. I'm not accepting it anymore. We have to stop pretending like listening to music 24/7 that promotes and glorifies murder, drug dealing, killing, all of these things, and then wondering if there's a correlation to communities that behave like this. There is. And I'm tired of looking at it and not saying anything about it. I'm tired of somehow being blamed for it. I am not going to be doing that anymore. So as long as America bends the knee to these communist, Marxist trash baskets that have usurped our government, usurped our intelligence agencies, usurped our education departments, if we continue to bend the knee, they're going to continue to encroach on our culture, encroach on our way of life. Before people that love this country, no matter what they look like, are a thing of a past. Where patriotic Americans are a thing of the past. That is what they are trying to replace us with. These beta males, these feminist extremists, these fractualized identity groups that the Democrat Party has spent many, many years creating. They want that as the new American people. See, you people that love the flag and love the Constitution and love your First and Second Amendment. See, they want you a thing of the past. And you look at intelligence agencies like the FBI. About 2 or 3 years ago, the FBI was actively at a Pride festival in New York with a recruiting booth. Oh yeah, a recruiting booth for the FBI, smack dead in the middle of a Pride festival. One might say, hey, they're trying to destroy the FBI. Are they? No, they're building one. They're making a new one. They're creating a new FBI with extreme people with extreme views and extreme behavior to do extreme things. See, if the FBI looks at a lot of these men and women as corrupt as the FBI really has become, there's a good amount of men and women in that FBI that are still decent Americans, albeit outnumbered, and in my humble personal opinion, albeit cowards, excluding Seraphin and Friend. For not speaking up, but nonetheless, there is a problem at the FBI. But we're actively recruiting at a Pride festival, because if the FBI talks to the men and women in the FBI now and says, "Hey, we need you to rip up the Constitution, go illegally arrest patriotic Americans, and let's start to murder them left and right, or unalive them." And let's do that. A lot of these men and women in the FBI, I'm sure there's a lot in the FBI now that will go along with this. Like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it. Most of them are not going to go along with that. Sorry. Even though the FBI is a terribly corrupt organization. You start to get and recruit people from Pride festivals and other places. Over time, you build the FBI that will carry out those orders, that will rip up that Constitution, because they don't have a connection to it. They don't care about it. So when you see the FBI at a Pride festival recruiting, they're not looking to destroy the agency. They're looking to rebuild it. And you, the patriot, you're the target. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask you follow the new show here on X, The American Rising. My name is Barry Ramey. The X page is The American Rise. I'm a J6 political prisoner that was spent 3 years in federal custody. I've been pardoned by the U.S. President Donald J. Trump, and I am back now to speak my truths. And we've got a lot of things in the works. We've got a lot of projects that we can't really talk about right now. I can assure you that following the War Boy Studios with Enrique Tarrio, the show's on there. You got Patty Don't Surf. Patriot Rob has a new show there, A Critical Mass. A lot of the other guys, and Zach Reel, and a lot of the things going on in the projects Enrique is working behind the scenes. There's going to be some big surprises. We were all involved in the biggest show trial in American history. And we were all, well, most of us are pardoned. We're working on some of the other guys that truly deserve a pardon. And we have discovery. We filed FOIA requests. We've hired teams of lawyers. So if you think for 1 second that that we don't have some shit to show beyond the scope of January 6th, because I'm for one getting tired of talking about it. Our target is now next the Patriot Act. But nonetheless, here at the War Boy Studio and on this show, The American Rising, it's very important that you follow our individual pages, because if you know anything about us, you know that we are prone to being canceled and censored. These things are vastly and fastly coming towards us. So we ask that you take the time right there, American Rising on X at The American Rise. Click the link, give me a follow, and follow on Rumble at The American Rising, and grow with us. And you're going to see some pretty interesting stuff come out of this podcast show and the War Boy Studios. I can tell you that much. Thank you again. And real quick, a project that we've working on together is WeTheJ6ers.com. Write that down and check out our website. As like I said, we are going forward across the country and talking about the Patriot Act and how that played a part in the witch hunts and trials for Donald Trump, the persecution of the January 6ers, and how the Department of Justice is using the Patriot Act in a very nefarious and unconstitutional way. So at WeTheJ6ers.com, we look to start exposing and showing our discovery and the things that they didn't want you guys to see, the American public. They tried to, and I'm not the only case. This is not exclusive to me, but the government tried really, really hard not to allow me to get a lot of my discovery. And I'm sure they're going to fight the FOIA request. But like we say, we have some we have some really good legal experts and professionals on our side, and we look forward to bringing you some very in-depth information. So WeTheJ6ers.com. Take a look at our website and look at some of our speakers. If you know any conservative or Republican groups around the country, forward them our website. Have them take a look at our website, because they'll understand our project and probably want to help get involved at what we're trying to do by taking down the Patriot Act. And we're also on X at WeTheJ6ers. That's our other page for the company that we hope you guys will support. So if you see our YouTube channels, Getter, Rumble, X, WeTheJ6ers, Facebook at WeTheJ6ers, share our content, like, subscribe, and look at some of those videos that interviews we did with these men and women, because they're pretty telling. These for 4 years, these men and women were in prison and they had their voices silent. All the while, the mainstream media was able to continuously tell a false narrative and create a lie around these men and women. So now they're out, and you get to hear some very chilling and telling details about their plights in prison. They're fighting their case, their reasons of even going to January 6th versus what they were told about in the media. So I highly encourage people to go look at our content that we have up so far, with much more to come, more interviews coming. I got one with Stuart Rhodes coming up that should be interesting. So definitely like and share our content if you support the J6ers, and send it to people that may be on the fence, because our goal is to tell our stories and get people that don't like us to hear our story and possibly change their view at what happened that day. So ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, my name is Barry Ramey. I'm the host of the new show, The American Rising. You can follow our X page. It would be a big help, as we just got it. We just started it at The American Rise on X. American Rising on all other platforms, including Rumble, Getter, True Social, all of the above. Follow the War Boy Studio and Enrique Tarrio, because again, we have some very, very exciting projects coming out that I just wish I could tell you, but I can't. You're going to have to follow, but we don't do the clickbait shit around here. You should know that. We just got out of federal prison for not doing clickbait shit. It goes back to what they say, everyone wants to be a fucking patriot till it's time to do patriot shit. Again, my name is Barry Ramey. I'm the host of The American Rising. Follow the X page. I don't want to show up at your house and cause an insurrection there.
We will get through the uncertainty of a new administration in Washington. As I said, we've done this before. We've been through this. And
might have become a bit of a distraction. But as
you condemn white supremacy. And he fuddled around, didn't say anything. I said, how about the Proud Boys? And he said, well,
Ronald Reagan was 2 months into his presidency when John Hinckley Jr. blew a
about blowing up the White House.
If you want to really see something to say, take a look what happened.
I want to take this message to talk to your viewers real quick about the story, the conversation we need to have now.